Hi, everyone. Ernie Anastas here. I want to take a moment to talk to you about something truly special. Shriners Children's. For more than 100 years, they have helped over 1.5 million kids with complex medical issues receive the most amazing care anywhere. Now here's Keshi's journey with Shriners Children's.
Shriners Hospitals for Children gave me back my mobility in every way. I got here in a wheelchair, and 2 years into my treatment, I was ready to go back to school and finish high school.
For the first time, Kechi was able to look up. And we take these things for granted, but he gave her hope. He gave her life back.
Once they realized how much I love music, it became a part of my healing. It became a part of my therapy.
I'm calling on 77 WABC's audience to help provide hope and healing by donating to Shriners Children's. Call 1-800-276-8007. That's 1-800-276-8007. Or go online to loveshriners.org to give.
Well, it's Friday afternoon, and every Friday afternoon, Larry Kudlow, the country's leading economist. Larry, what's going on in the world?
Well, it's interesting. It's been a month since Mr. Trump was reelected, right? Today's December 6th. He was reelected November 5th. And markets have done very, very well. Really applauding his victory and his transition. In fact, the stock market, the Dow Jones stock market, is up almost 3,000 points in that month. And another thing that's kind of interesting is that in the Treasury market, bond yields have come down, which is a sign that people are not worried about inflation. People are always saying, well, Trump's tariffs are going to cause inflation. Well, bond rates have come down and stocks have soared. And I think part of it, by the by, is that the market is very happy with Trump's economic team. The big three, Scott Bessent at Treasury and Kevin Hassett at the National Economic Council, NEC, and Russell Vought is going to run the budget office, OMB. I think people really like that. And I think there's been tremendous excitement. I call them the DOGE brothers. It's sort of like the Blues Brothers. But anyway, what Elon Musk is doing and what Vivek Ramaswamy is doing in terms of trying to defeat regulations and cut government spending.
Elon Musk was on he was talking the other day, and he says nobody come to work in Washington.
Yeah, well, it's only 6% of the workforce. Actually, it may be good that they don't come to work.
More damage, right, if they go.
But I think what you got to do then is, number one, fire them, and number two, lease the buildings to private entrepreneurs so the government doesn't have to worry about it. I mean, they're going to cut spending, but the biggest thing they're going to do, the Doge brothers are going to go after regulations and regulators. These are unelected bureaucrats with no mandate from Congress or the taxpayers, and they're undertaking unconstitutional actions to run the country. That's what they're doing. They've been doing it for 50 years. I mean, the Supreme Court made two important rulings, West Virginia versus the EPA and the so-called Chevron deference case, which says regulators are going way over their skis. They're doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. And if you can go after the regulators and you can say, well, we don't need them, then the next step is you'll cut the alphabet agencies, just cut them off, and you'll save some money. By the way, there's over 220 regulatory agencies. Let me repeat that. There's over 220 regulatory agencies in the Washington federal bureaucracy. And these are unelected, right? And these are the guys, the regulatory state is so powerful, they're liberal, biased against business every time. So that's some of the things that's going on. When the Doge brothers came to Washington yesterday, they had a gigantic reception, mostly Republicans. Some Democrats came, which is okay. But they'll go to work. It's going to take time. They will also cut some spending. But I think in general, when you look at the markets are applauding Trump and the transition, and they're applauding his economics team. They like what they see. And
how much after the DOGE team does their work, can we save at least $1 million?
How much?
$1 trillion.
Yeah, I think they can get $1 trillion. I mean, over time, the way these things are measured, over 10 years. And
if the interest rates drop, we could save maybe another $500 billion there.
You could. It's worth a hope. I mean, I over 10 years they could get $1 trillion. Elon Musk once said $2 trillion. I'm all for it. You're not going to get it year one, but there's some low-hanging fruit, and we'll see how that goes. Remember, Congress has to vote on this stuff, which brings me to my other point today. Senator Thune is saying that they're going to have a reconciliation bill, right? That's a fiscal package that only requires 51 votes to pass, but he doesn't want to put tax cuts in them. And that's a terrible idea. He wants to go with energy and the border, and I'm in favor of those things, but you must have tax cuts. The Trump coalition is based on blue-collar workers, middle America, kitchen table people. Their take-home pay has been down under Biden by 4 or 5% over the last 4 years. Prices are rising faster than wages. Now, one thing you want to do is drill, baby, drill, and get prices down. The other thing you want to do is cut their taxes, individual taxes. And Trump promised a tax cut, and what you want is to deliver one by the middle of the year so those withholding rates can come down. The IRS
Larry,
withholding rates.
I'm having dinner with Mike Johnson tonight. There's a small private dinner, about 20 people. What's your message?
Put the tax cuts in the first reconciliation bill. In fact, they don't have enough votes in the House to worry about more than one reconciliation bill.
Understood.
He's operating with a one-vote majority.
Understood.
And by April, if he's lucky, he'll have a 3-vote majority, maybe 4.
Understood.
The point is, cut tax. They close the border, yes. Start putting out more fossil fuel energy, LNG, and so forth, yes. But they must include the tax cuts so middle-income people can take home more pay by the middle of this year. Get those withholding rates down.
Understood. Larry, I'm going to be listening to you tomorrow on Saturday between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock, the number one show on WABC on Saturday mornings, and look forward to it. Thank you so much for calling in this Friday night.
Roger Stone here with an urgent warning. While we celebrate Trump's historic win, inflation continues to drain your IRA and 401k. And China is now targeting your money with a kill shot on the U.S. dollar. That's why thousands of Americans are shielding their savings with gold and contacting the experts at Colonial Metals Group. Gold has protected American wealth through every financial war. For a free 2024 gold guide that explains everything, go to freegoldguide.com/Stone or call 800-747-6589. So go to freegoldguide.com/Stone or call 800-747-6589. That's 800-747-6589 for a free 2024 gold guide to learn how you can protect your life's work, and if you qualify for a free home safe and up to $7,500 in free silver right now. That's freegoldguide.com/Stone.
Attention, everyone! Wayfair's Black Friday preview sale is here early. Right now, score up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair, shipped in time for the holidays. Shop early Black Friday deals now at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.